Good morning. So today we are going to be learning about the parable of the poor widow, Jesus returning like a thief in the night, and the parable of the talents. A lot of information. So do you have your Play-Doh? Let's get started. We're going to be learning from the New Testament books of Matthew and Mark. We're going to start out in the book of Mark. So what do you think giving a lot of money to the church looks like? How much do you think is a lot? Is it $50, $100, $1,000, $100,000? What would be a lot of money to the church? Well, in the book of Mark, we learn that Jesus was sitting near the box at the temple where people gave their money. Many rich people put a lot of money into the box. So let's make some dollar bills. I don't know if they had dollar bills back then or not, but we do. So we're going to make some dollar bills to put in the box at the temple. Some little rectangle dollars. How are yours looking? Probably better than mine. Squish the sides. So I got a lot of money. I got a little money. Make a little bit more. All right, that's my money. So I'm going to go to the temple and I'm going to give them, let's say this is $1,000. So I'm going to put $1,000 into the temple box. That's a lot of money, right? All right, let's see what Jesus says. Then came along this poor widow. Do you know what a widow is? Her husband had died, and now she doesn't have very much money. How is she going to give a lot of money that pleases God when she doesn't really have any money? So what this poor widow did was the best she could. She gave 2 small coins. These 2 small coins were worth less than a penny. That's not much at all, is it? Let's make 2 small coins. Let's see. Roll a ball. And I'm gonna mush it. There's 1 coin. Roll another ball. I'm gonna mush it. So there's my 2 small coins. And remember, these aren't even as much as 1 penny. And we find pennies on the ground all the time, don't we? All right. Then Jesus called his followers to him and he said, that poor woman, she put in only 2 small coins, but she gave more than all of those other rich people. What? That can't be right, Jesus. She gave 2 small coins that are worth less than a penny. And those rich people were given lots of money, lots of it. So what did Jesus mean? Well, the rich people gave money that they didn't really need. They had plenty of money. So they were just given money that it's no big deal. They don't need it. They have their horses and their houses and their food. So this is just extra money. God can have that. But the poor widow, no, she gave everything she had. She needed that money for food, but instead she gave it to God. That was everything, and that pleased God. Now that doesn't mean you have to go give all of your money every week. Well, Jesus was making a point that she was giving with her heart. She loved God and was giving to God what mattered, something important to her. Okay, so let's keep going. We're still in the book of Mark. When Jesus was leaving the temple area, one of his followers talked about how beautiful the buildings were. Jesus told them that one day those buildings would be gone, destroyed. In fact, the whole world, the earth and the sky, it would be destroyed. But his words would last forever. So let's build a building and then destroy it. Let's see. How am I going to make my building? I think I'm going to make like a big skyscraper. So I'm going to roll my snake, but not too thin or it won't stand up. And then I'm going to make it into a rectangle, kind of mush it around. Maybe you're making a house or a school. There's one skyscraper. Uh-oh, it fell already. Now I'm going to make another tall building. You might make a castle. Those are beautiful big buildings. Okay, so here's my skyscrapers. Big, beautiful buildings. But what did Jesus say? One day they would all be destroyed. The earth, the sky, everything is going to be wiped out, gone. What is he talking about? He says, but my words, so the Bible, all the things that Jesus said that are written in the Bible, those things will last forever. So what's more important do you think? These buildings that one day will be destroyed, or God's word that's going to last forever? All right. Then he says that one day Jesus is going to return for his people. He'll send angels around the earth. Some people will even be alive on earth when this happens. They'll get to see him coming down in clouds with great power and glory. And there won't be any question that that's Jesus coming. We will know for sure. The Bible says we'll know it's him. So don't let anybody fool you and tell you that they're Jesus and they're the Messiah when there's no way. Because when he comes, you will know it. All right. The other thing he says is that no one knows the exact day and time that Jesus is going to return except the Father. So Jesus, he's the Son of God. Even he doesn't know what day he's coming back. The Father knows. The angels don't know when he's coming back. The Father knows. So all these people on earth trying to figure out, oh, the Bible says. Does the Bible tell you when Jesus is coming back? Not at all. In fact, we'll get to that in a second. So we know that Jesus is coming back to earth one day and he's going to send his angels and he's going to come down in clouds of power and glory. So I'm going to make a cloud. You might want to make an angel or you may make the earth, but I'm going to make clouds of glory that he's coming down in these clouds with great power and glory. So I'm going to make 2 clouds. What are you making? All right. Clouds are kind of fluffy and puffy, right? So there's one of my fluffy puffy clouds. And then let's make another one. Make them 2 different ways, see which way I like better. All right, so there's my flat cloud that's fluffy and puffy. And then there's one cloud that would actually be in the sky that's all fluffy and puffy. A green cloud. Have you ever seen that before? All right, what did you do? Take pictures of some of this. I would love to see what y'all did and send it to me. All right, let's move on. So we know that nobody knows what day Jesus is going to return except who? The Father. All right, we're still in the book of Mark. Jesus gives an example to try to help the people understand what he's saying. He said that it's like a man and he goes on a trip and he leaves his servants to take care of his house. Makes sense, right? Okay, so the man goes on a trip, his servants are taking care of his house, and he tells them, always guard the door. Don't fall asleep. Don't go hide in the house and think that, oh, Nobody's going to break in right now. And the master's not going to be back yet. He's still on vacation, so we're just going to take a break. Nope. They need to guard the door 24/7, all day and all night. They can take turns, but they've got to keep guard. They don't know when a thief is coming. They don't know when the master's coming. The master might get back late one night. He might come back really early in the morning. They don't know. But when the master comes, he better not be sleeping. They better be where the owner told them to be. All right, so they're going to guard the house. They're going to watch the door. I'm going to make a house. You can make a house. You can make a door. You can make a servant. You can make a clock because they're guarding the door 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. All right, what did I say? Oh yeah, I'm making a house. So I need a part for my roof and a part for my actual building. All right, so I'm going to make a big square for my house. Okay, so there's my square. I think it needs a door because they're going to guard that door. All right, there's my door. Now it needs a roof. I don't want the rain to get in. Okay, how's yours going? Are you making a house too, or are you making something different? All right, there's my greenhouse. All right, if you're still doing yours, you can keep going while I tell you the next part. Now we're in the book of Matthew. On another day, Jesus tells a story about 3 servants. There's this man going on a trip, but before he leaves, he's telling his servants to take care of his things while he's gone. Now he's talking about his money. Take care of my money while I'm away. And he decided how much each servant is going to get. They all got different amounts. Servant number 1 got 5 bags of money. Servant number 2 got 2 bags of money. And the third servant got 1. So let's see, we've got 3 servants. So let's make the number 3. And then we're going to make how many bags each got. So there's 5 bags for the first one, 2 for the next one, and 1 for the last one. That's 8 bags. So we need 8 money bags. And the number 3. So first I'm going to take a piece of it and roll it into a snake to make my number 3. Okay. Let's see if I can make this backwards. There's my 3. How many servants were there? 3. Now we're making 8 money bags. So I'm going to roll my snake. That way I can divide it up into 8 pieces. That's a lot of bags of money. This master must have been very wealthy. All right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. All right. So my money bags. I'm going to roll it into a bag. I'm going to squish it in. So that's the top of the bag where the string's tied. And that's my bag of money. I got to make 8 of them because this master has a lot of money. You don't want to make yours into a bag shape like mine, which is kind of a funny bag anyway. Just make 8 balls. And those will be your bags of money. There's 2. And my third one. 3 bags of money. Don't you wish you had all these bags of money? This is a little bag. 4 bags of money. 5 bags of money. Hopefully you're going fast. 6 bags of money. 7 bags of money. Hi, Addie. Apparently she wants to learn about Jesus too. And 8 bags of money. So there's 3 servants and 8 bags of money. So what happens? The first one gets how many? 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And whoa, the second servant got how many bags of money? 2. And the last servant got 1 bag of money. All right, so now the master goes on his trip and he's left these servants in charge of his money. So now let's see what they do with that money. Servant number 1 invested it. That means he did something with that money. He used it in a way that he could make more money. He could also lose it. So how did he do? He invested it and got 5 more bags of money. So he had 5 and he got 5 more. So 5 he started with and he made 5. So how many does he have left? 10. Who knew that today's Bible lesson was going to be a math lesson? All right, and then servant number 2. He started out with 2 bags of money. He invested it also, and he did just as well. He made 2 more bags of money. So he started with 2, and he made 2 more. He doubled it for his master. Now he's got 4 bags of money. What about the last one? Did the last servant invest his? Nope, he was afraid. So he went and dug a hole in the ground, and he buried it. So let's go and bury his hole in the ground. So keep that 1 bag. And I'm going to make a, let's see, I'm going to make a hole in the ground. See my hole in the ground? And he's going to bury it. Cover it all up because he doesn't want to lose that bag. Do you think this made his master happy? Because he doesn't want to lose his money. How much money did the last guy make for his master? Nothing. It's in the ground, right? All right, let's keep on reading. All right. So after a long time of being away, the master finally comes home. Surprise! I'm home. So he's home and he wants to see how well did his servants do with his money. You think he was happy with that first servant? How many bags did he start with? 5. How many did he make? 5 more. So now he's doubled his money. Is the master going to be happy? Yes. In fact, he says, "You are a good servant. I could trust you with a little bit of money, so now I can trust you with a lot." And the second servant tells him how well he did. He says he started out with 2 bags of money and he made 2 bags of money. He doubled the money for his master, just like the first guy. So was the master happy? Absolutely. And he told him the same thing. I can trust you with more now. Good job. Now he comes to number 3. And he says, "How did you do?" He said, "Man, I know that you really care about this stuff and it's important to you. It's your money and I didn't want to lose it. So I buried it in the hole in the ground and here you go. Here's your money back." And that master was not happy. Not at all. In fact, he said, "You are a bad and lazy servant. You should have at least put it in the bank where it could earn a little bit of interest." That means he wouldn't have made a lot of money, but he would have made a little bit because the bank will pay him to keep his money there. And instead, you put it in a hole in the ground where it did absolutely nothing. He was not happy. Let's make a sad face because the master, not happy. So do you think the servant was happy that his master wasn't happy? Probably not. All right, so here's my eyeball. Eyeball number 2. Throwing things. Ooh, we're gonna make a very sad face. You're not happy. All right, so Jesus says, everyone who uses what they have will get more. But people who don't use what they've been given, it's going to be taken away from them. See, Jesus gave the apostles the power to do miracles. He gave them the knowledge about his Father, told them what God wanted. And so they had a choice. You think Jesus would have been happy if they said, thanks for giving me these abilities to do these things and tell me about God, but I don't want to mess up, so I'm going to go home where it's safe and I can't mess it up? Or do you think Jesus expected them to use those abilities that he gave them, those gifts, those talents, to go out and work for God? You know the answer. He gave them those abilities for God's purpose. God has given everybody different abilities. Some people have the ability to teach, and some people have these special abilities where they're really good at sharing and being kind to others and helping others. Everybody's gifts are different. Stop and think about it. What gifts has God given you? What abilities has he given you? And then, how are you using those abilities for God? Where are you? So this week, I want you to really think about what gifts God has blessed you with and how can you use those for God. All right, so now let's make one more thing. I want you to make something that shows one of the gifts God gave you. For me, I teach kids. So I'm going to make something about teaching because God gave me the ability to teach. Why don't I make let's make a pencil, because I can't make Play-Doh, it's already here. What abilities do you have? Are you good at helping? What kinds of things do you help with? Do you help take out the trash? Maybe you make a trash can. Are you good at being encouraging, at telling people how wonderful they are and how they do a good job? If you're really good at encouraging people, then maybe you can make a mouth that you use to encourage. There's my pencil. All right, I'll leave you to keep working on that. Have a great week, and I'll see you next time.